The wind howled through the trees, carrying with it a sense of foreboding as Alex stared at the letter in his hands. The envelope was plain, unmarked, and yet its contents held a promise of adventure unlike anything he'd ever encountered. He had always been drawn to the unknown, seeking the thrill of the wild, and this invitation seemed to be the embodiment of that desire. With a mixture of curiosity and excitement, Alex tore open the envelope and unfolded the letter. The words on the page were carefully typed, each one dripping with intrigue. "Dear Alex," it began, *, "you have been chosen for an experience beyond your wildest imagination. You are invited to participate in the ultimate test of survival on a remote island known only to a select few. Prepare yourself for challenges that will push your limits and awaken a primal instinct within you. This is not a journey for the faint-hearted, but for those who seek true adventure. Your journey begins at sunset on the eve of the next full moon. Follow the path marked with red lanterns, and you will find your way. Are you ready to embark on this perilous journey? *. The words seemed to leap off the page, igniting a fire within Alex. The thought of a challenge that could push him to his limits was irresistible. He had faced danger before, but this promised something entirely different, a primal test of survival. As the sun dipped below the horizon, he made his decision. Gathering his camping gear, Alex set out towards the remote island, guided by the eerie glow of the red lanterns that marked his path. The journey was treacherous, the terrain unforgiving, but he pressed on with a determination that surprised even him. Hours turned into an entire night as he navigated through dense forests and rocky terrain. By the time he reached the shore of the island, the first light of dawn was breaking over the horizon. The island was shrouded in mist, a mysterious aura that seemed to both beckon and warn. Alex took a deep breath and stepped onto the island, his heart pounding in anticipation. As the mist enveloped him, he felt a sense of unease wash over him. The silence was oppressive, broken only by the distant cries of birds and the rustling of leaves. The island seemed devoid of life, yet Alex couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched. A sudden sound behind him made him spin around, but there was nothing there, just the empty forest. He shook his head, chiding himself for letting his imagination run wild. He had come here for adventure, after all. He couldn't afford to let fear get the better of him. Following the instructions from the letter, Alex set up a small camp near the shore. As he gathered wood for a fire, he noticed something etched into the bark of a nearby tree, a symbol he couldn't quite place. It was as if the island itself was trying to communicate with him. Nightfall came swiftly, and with it a sense of anticipation. Alex sat by the crackling fire, staring out at the dark expanse of the forest. His heart raced as he realized that the true challenge was about to begin. What had he gotten himself into? The island felt alive, as if it held secrets that were just beyond his reach. Suddenly, a distant howl echoed through the night, a sound that sent shivers down his spine. He wasn't alone. There were others on this island, others who had accepted the invitation. And they were about to embark on the most dangerous game of all. The night air grew colder, and Alex huddled closer to the fire, his senses on high alert. The howling continued, growing louder and more chilling with each passing moment. It was as if the very forest itself was alive, filled with unseen eyes watching his every move. He knew that he couldn't stay by the fire forever. If he was truly here to embrace the challenge, he had to venture into the heart of the island. With a deep breath, he rose to his feet and picked up a crude weapon he had fashioned from a sturdy branch. It wasn't much, but it would have to do. The forest was a labyrinth of twisted trees and dense underbrush. Every step felt like a gamble, a choice between life and death. Alex moved cautiously, his ears straining to catch any sound that might give away the presence of another participant. He knew he wasn't the only one out here. The island's silence was too pregnant with the promise of danger. Hours seemed to stretch into an eternity as Alex moved deeper into the forest. His heart pounded in his chest, and the adrenaline coursing through his veins was both exhilarating and maddening. He had no idea what he was up against, whether it was animals, other contestants, or something far more sinister. The moon hung high in the sky, casting an eerie glow that filtered through the thick canopy of leaves. As Alex rounded a bend in the trail, he caught a glimpse of movement, a shadow darting between the trees. He froze, his grip on the makeshift weapon tightening. The forest fell silent again, the only sound the rush of blood in Alex's ears. He strained his senses, his eyes scanning the darkness for any sign of movement. There it was again, a flash of movement, closer this time. Without thinking, Alex plunged deeper into the undergrowth, his instincts guiding him. He moved silently, his breath held in anticipation. It was as if the forest had become an extension of himself, each rustle of leaves, each snap of twigs guiding him towards his prey. A low growl echoed through the night, and suddenly, Alex found himself face to face with a pair of gleaming eyes. The creature before him was unlike anything he had ever seen, its body a blend of human and beast, a horrifying amalgamation that sent a jolt of fear through him. It was one of the other contestants, twisted and transformed by the island's malevolent influence. The creature lunged at him, and Alex's training kicked in. He swung his weapon with all his strength, connecting with a sickening thud. The creature let out a guttural cry, but it didn't stop, it only seemed to fuel its aggression. They grappled in the darkness, each movement a desperate struggle for survival. It was a battle of primal instincts, man against monster. Alex's heart raced, his muscles ached, and his breath came in ragged gasps. He fought with everything he had, fueled by a determination to prove himself in this twisted game. Finally, a lucky blow landed, and the creature staggered back. Alex didn't waste a moment. He turned and ran, his footsteps pounding against the forest floor. He could feel the creature's presence behind him, its heavy breaths hot on his neck. As he sprinted through the night, Alex's mind raced. He had faced danger before, but this was something else entirely. The island was a crucible of fear and survival, a place where the line between hunter and hunted was blurred beyond recognition. He didn't know how long he ran, but finally, he stumbled upon a clearing. Gasping for breath, he collapsed to the ground, his chest heaving. The creature was nowhere to be seen. For now, he was safe, but he knew that the danger was far from over. As the moon cast its pale light over the clearing, Alex realized that he was in a battle not only against the creatures of the island but against his own fears and limitations. The most dangerous game of all had only just begun. The night seemed to stretch on endlessly as Alex caught his breath in the moonlit clearing. The adrenaline coursing through his veins began to ebb, leaving behind a bone-deep weariness. Every rustle of leaves, every distant hoot of an owl, sent his heart racing, a reminder that danger could materialize at any moment. He examined his crude weapon, its rough edges and splintered wood a testament to the intensity of his struggle. The encounter with the transformed contestant had shaken him to his core, revealing the true stakes of this perilous game. This island was a crucible that tested not only his physical prowess but his resolve and wits as well. As the night wore on, Alex's thoughts turned to the other participants. Who were they? What had driven them to accept the sinister invitation? The forest was vast, and the chances of crossing paths with another contestant were both slim and dangerous. But Alex knew that the isolation couldn't last forever. As the first light of dawn broke over the horizon, he made a decision. He needed information, allies even. He needed to find others who shared his desire to survive, to unravel the mysteries of this island, and to confront whatever malevolent force had orchestrated this macabre game. He moved with caution, scanning his surroundings for any signs of movement. The forest seemed eerily still, as if it held its breath, waiting for the next chapter of this grim tale to unfold. Alex's senses were heightened, his every step measured, and his ears attuned to the slightest disturbance. Hours turned into a tense, watchful journey through the dense undergrowth. The forest seemed to be conspiring against him, every rustling leaf, every distant cracking branch, setting his nerves on edge. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was being observed, a pawn in a sinister game of the unknown. And then, as he rounded a bend in the trail, he stumbled upon something that froze him in his tracks. A makeshift shelter, constructed from fallen branches and leaves, stood before him. Someone else was here, another participant. Relief and weariness warred within him, but he knew that he couldn't face this challenge alone. Drawing on his survival skills, Alex approached the shelter with caution. He found no one inside, but there were signs of recent occupation, scraps of food, a crude map of the island, and a journal filled with cryptic entries. The words spoke of fear, of the relentless pursuit, and of the island's uncanny ability to twist reality itself. The more he read, the clearer it became that the other participants were struggling just as much as he was. Their entries hinted at their desperation, their determination to survive, and their uncertainty about the true nature of the game. Alex's heart went out to them, and he realized that they shared a common enemy, the island itself. As the sun set once again, casting long shadows through the trees, Alex made a decision. He would seek out the other participants, form alliances, and together, they would uncover the island's secrets and put an end to the deadly game. But finding them wouldn't be easy. The forest was vast, and the dangers it held were manifold. Days turned into nights as Alex journeyed deeper into the heart of the island, guided by the journal's entries and the map's crude markings. He encountered traps, faced off against other transformed contestants, and narrowly escaped deadly encounters. But with each challenge he overcame, he grew stronger and more determined. And then, one fateful night, as the moon hung high in the sky, Alex stumbled upon a clearing. Before him stood a group of weary survivors, their eyes reflecting a mixture of fear and resolve. They had come together, united by a shared goal, to confront the island's malevolent force and bring an end to the most dangerous game of all. As they exchanged stories and shared their knowledge, Alex realized that they were stronger together. The island's grasp was formidable, but so was their determination to survive. With newfound allies at his side, he was ready to face whatever challenges awaited, to uncover the island's dark secrets, and to put an end to the nightmarish game that had ensnared them all. The Alliance formed a bond of resilience amidst the relentless challenges the island threw at them. Together, they deciphered the cryptic clues left behind by the transformed contestants, piecing together the puzzle that was the island's twisted game. Nights were spent huddled around campfires, exchanging stories and strategizing their next moves. Their combined knowledge and skills allowed them to navigate the treacherous terrain more effectively. They managed to evade the transformed contestants and avoid the deadliest traps, inching closer to the heart of the island where the enigmatic force controlling the game lay hidden. Amidst the camaraderie, Alex's thoughts often returned to the unsettling journal entries they had found, the entries that hinted at a being known only as the Game Master. The very mention sent shivers down his spine, for it suggested that there was a puppet master behind this sinister spectacle. Their quest for answers brought them to the ruins of an ancient structure deep within the forest. The air was heavy with a palpable sense of foreboding as they stepped into the crumbling chamber. Symbols were etched into the walls, symbols that seemed to hum with a malevolent energy. As they explored, their eyes fell upon an altar at the center of the chamber. Upon it rested a grotesque mask, its features twisted and distorted, a representation of the enigmatic Game Master. Alex's heart raced as he realized that they were standing in the presence of the very entity that had orchestrated their ordeal. The air grew cold, and a voice seemed to echo within the chamber, a voice that reverberated in their minds. "Welcome, challengers," it intoned, dripping with a sinister amusement. "You have proven yourselves worthy adversaries in my grand game. The island is my canvas, and you are but pawns in my masterpiece." Fear mingled with anger as Alex's gaze remained fixed on the mask. The Game Master's voice continued, "Do you truly believe that survival is the endgame? No, my dear contestants, the true purpose of this game is to witness the depths to which humanity can descend, to revel in the chaos and despair that emerges when survival is the only goal." The revelations were chilling, but they also ignited a fire within the group. Their determination solidified as they realized that their struggle was more than just survival, it was a battle against the malevolent intentions of the Game Master. "You may have united against me," the voice taunted, "but know that your alliance is no match for the island's power. The hunt will continue, and your every move will be anticipated." With a final echoing laugh, the voice faded, leaving the chamber shrouded in an eerie silence. The survivors exchanged solemn looks, realizing the magnitude of the challenge that lay ahead. The island itself was against them, and the Game Master's power was vast and unpredictable. As they left the chamber, determination burned within them. They had unveiled the truth behind the island's nightmarish game, and now, armed with that knowledge, they were prepared to face whatever horrors the island and its Game Master had in store. The alliance would not be broken, and the battle for survival had taken on a new dimension, a battle against the very essence of the island's malevolence.